IOL reported that Kaizer Chiefs Football Club, they are about to unveil Nabi as their new head coach to replace Arthur Zwane. So I'm about to take you through all of that. Don't worry, I'll give you every necessary information. But the second as well, it's quite critical, it's quite important. Number two, guys, there's a journalist and a commentator, football commentator in Tanzania where Nabi was coaching, and he stipulated how this man, he's going to transform Kaizer Chiefs. He went into detail. So this is one video that you really want to watch until the end, because I'm going to give you every single information and we're going to dissect everything, provided that you're interested. If you are, then please stick around. As you stick around, there's only one favor that I'm requesting from you guys, and that favor is that you subscribe, you like the video, and you comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do all of those things? You need to do it because doing it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. So you need to do all these nice things, guys. Come on, good people. Come on. I'm remembering a song that says, come on. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's move on right there. Good people, let's talk about this one. It's a quite interesting one. We're going to start with this thing. But I've also forgot that in this video, we will also talk about Thulane Serero. Right. So we'll give a little bit of details about Thulane Serero. And, I think those details are quite important, right? For you to decide whether or not this man, Thulane Serero, is good enough for Kaizer Chiefs. Right. So let's start with the IOL. IOL took us into confidence about why they said that Kaizer Chiefs are gonna unveil Nabi. They said the following: in the absence of an official comment from Kaizer Chiefs, there's been all guesswork, but the common thread is that the 57-year-old technician Nabi will be the next coach to replace Arthur Zwane as the next coach at Naturena, the Chiefs Village. Right. So what they are saying is, you better rest assured, this is the coach that will replace Arthur Zwane. Right. And then I think the details that follows thereafter, they are quite interesting, right? Yeah, usually you say that a coach needs to acclimatize and all the stuff. I think also Jose Rivero have proven coming into the DStv Premiership, he just won two major trophies. It's also a proof that if a coach knows what he does, he doesn't need to stabilize and all the stuff. But again, let's go into this one. They said the report there is one minor obstacle, which is about the supporting staff for the new coach. Nabi wants to bring in his supporting staff, which include an assistant coach, goalkeeper coach, strength and conditioning coach. Now, I want you to pay note to the fact that it has been said that strength and conditioning coach. Chiefs have agreed to Chiefs. Now listen carefully here. This is where it gets funny. Chiefs have agreed to Nabi bringing two members of the supporting staff, and two parties are at loggerhead about the third member that is holding up the signing of a contract between the two parties. Right. Now listen carefully here. Chiefs and Nabi, as of now, they've agreed that he's going to be the coach, right? The only problem is just the discussion about one person right now. That's what we are getting. Just one person. It is just this person that is holding up this whole thing from happening. Now, we will need to give you a little bit of details as to who is this person. Why do they think he is important so much so that they cannot do without him? I told you with this in this video, you just need to sit down, bring some snacks, drink tea, forget, just listen carefully, watch and relax. Okay. So as we get into this one, Chiefs wants to hold on to their conditioning coach Muzi Malulega, who was appointed last season. He's a former SA under-17 and under-20 cap. Nabi's man is Tunisian Helmi Galded, a holder of the PhD in exercise science. He has been working along Nabi for the past 3 years with great success. As a member of Nabi's backroom staff, at young Africans. The Tanzanian Giants won. Now, I think this is quite important, right? The Tanzanian Giants won 6 trophies in 2 years or in 2 seasons. This was a spectacular achievement, and it was often been pointed out that young Africans have been in super local conditions since the arrival of these people. In recent weeks, Nabi has been on the radar of some high-profile African clubs like White Casablanca Athletic Club, Raja Casablanca, and you know what I'm saying, in some clubs in Morocco. But however, it was quite important that to also tell you that he has dual citizenships. He's Tunisian as well as Belgian. So yes. Now, number 2, he have a UEFA Pro license, right? Which is quite important. He's got a UEFA Pro license. Now, I think there's one important factor that I think we need to talk about before we move into how this man is going to transform Kaizer Chiefs. The fact is, I said it in my intro, that Jose Rivero comes into the DStv Premiership. He wins 2 major trophies. That is the MTN 8 and the Nedbank Cup. But it's new. He's got his own assistant coach. Then you have Umandla Ncikazi as a 3rd assistant coach. So I think when you're looking at the situation that is currently taking place between Kaizer Chiefs and Nabi, I don't understand where the problem is, because if they don't want, I don't know, I think Zwane should be the 3rd assistant coach in this case, right? But yeah, on the other hand, you just have Muzi, who have recently signed with Kaizer Chiefs. However, what we do know about Muzi is that if you're looking at Kaizer Chiefs players, they've been getting injuries left, right, and center. And what we know about Nabi's man is that when he was brought on, we were told that the players are hardly injured because they are in good shape and all the stuff. So if you're looking at that and you're comparing this man that Nabi is bringing with what Kaizer Chiefs have, it appears like the man that Nabi is bringing is actually better than that which Kaizer Chiefs have. So in essence, I'm saying he's better than he's better than what Kaizer Chiefs have right now. So this one, number 1, that you need to note is that he's strength and conditioning coach. But this one seems to be focusing on only one aspect, right? So I think right there, it just tells you that, yeah, that's why Nabi wants to bring him. But we can tell you now that, it has been said that, yes, we're going to be seeing Nabi at Kaizer Chiefs. That, now you need to make peace with that. You are going to be seeing Nabi coaching Kaizer Chiefs. Just forget about anything else, focus on that. Now that we are talking about how Nabi will be transforming in Kaizer Chiefs, before we talk about how Nabi is now, we're just waiting for him to be unveiled. Before we move into how Nabi is going to transform Kaizer Chiefs, let me give you these details, which is also quite important about Thulani Serero joining Kaizer Chiefs or being wanted by Kaizer Chiefs. But we need to go through his profile as well. This is very important that you understand his profile. This is what it is. Former PSL 2011 player of the season will be out was already out of contract as of now, right? Yeah, but his first attached attention in the domestic league playing for Ajax Cape Town. After 2 seasons in the Premiership, he played for Ajax sister club Ajax Amsterdam. He spent 6 seasons with the Dutch giant and played several times in the UEFA Champions League and ranked up 121 caps for Ajax. Serero is not likely to come cheap at all. Perhaps Mamelodi Sundowns are the only PSL side who could afford him. Meanwhile, Kaizer Chiefs fans have not been taken too kindly to the club, selling defender Siyabonga Ngezana to remain League One powerhouse football club, formerly known as what. The feeling is that the time when the team is a rebuilding process, the best players should be retained. They should only be sold if they can be replaced by better players in hope of ending the club's 8-year trophy drought. I think fans have got a point in it's a very, 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 very important point. But let's talk about Serero, for instance, how he might end up at Mamelodi Sundowns. It is true, and it is true, yeah, but maybe, just maybe, if you're looking at his pedigree, like honestly speaking, it speaks for itself, right? So you do need experience. So if you've got a problem with Andile Jali because of maybe the allegation of alcohol, then you don't have those allegations against Serero. So it's like Serero, you have that thing that guaranteed that he's gonna come here, mentor the likes of Abosamgelo Zwane in the DStv Premiership. So why don't you sign this player? That's what I wanna know. Why don't Kaizer Chiefs sign this player? Maybe when they sold Ungezana, it was because they wanted to have enough money so they can sign him. And you know what I'm saying? It's just a guesswork right now, but we will wait and see. But we know for a fact that it has been said that Kaizer Chiefs are also interested to sign Serero. Right? So he last played 2012 right there. That was the last time we saw him in South Africa. Went all the way. It's been out there. Let's come back to Kaizer Chiefs as well, because today is about Kaizer Chiefs. There's a commentator, football commentator, that has been attending the games in Tanzania where Nabi was coaching, and has been also part and parcel of people that have been observing Nabi, and he knows a quite number of things about Nabi. You say, Bones, what are the things that he knows? Well, let me tell you this. These are the things that he says he knows about Nabi. He's the same man that says, no, if Kaizer Chiefs were to sign Nabi is coming to Kaizer Chiefs and is definitely going to transform in Kaizer Chiefs. Is it? Rest assured, he is definitely coming to transform Kaizer Chiefs Football Club. It's not according to me, it's according to this man. This man started his conversation by saying the following. Otige, Nabi is a fantastic manager. First of all, like how bold is he? He's an all-rounder as a manager, because he can't look for weakness in his I can't look for weakness in his coaching. He was speaking at Metro FM, being interviewed by that. Then he says, Young, I have never been known as a team that plays professional football. Simba has always been the team that is known to play that Arsenal-like or Barcelona-like football. But Nabi came and made younger fans obsessed with playing position football, and we have also seen younger being one of the best transition or counter-attacking teams, especially when they are playing away in the continental competition. Now, there's something that I think Kaizer Chiefs Football Club are doing. We'll go back to this one. Now, let me tell you something. If you're looking at what Kaizer Chiefs were doing, they did have this thing of, okay, let us do what we call it, let us be good with transitional football, let us be good with counter-attack. Let me tell you something. Zwane has been implementing that, and there you see Nabi, who's now said to be coming to Kaizer Chiefs, right? You're seeing that, okay, he's got that attribute. So what I'm saying, give credit to Kaizer Chiefs this time, right? We've been blaming them previously for hiring coaches, but it looks like this time their profiling is spot on, right? Give it to them, right? Honestly speaking, guys, give it to them. Their profiling is spot on, right? Looking at what Zwane has been doing and what Nabi has been doing in Tanzania, it looks like there's harmony. There's harmony there. So it looks like, number two, he plays a positional football. That is something that we did not see with Zwane at Kaizer Chiefs. But also, it was not because Zwane didn't want to play that. It is so simply because he did not have the players that can play that type of football. So because of that, you can't really fault Zwane for that. But I'm saying, it looks like now, if you're looking at what Zwane wanted to do versus what Nabi has been doing in Tanzania with Yanga, it looks from a paper perspective, or from a theoretical perspective, right? looks like the man knows or the similarities between Yena and Atazwane, and therefore that makes him a better candidate to succeed coach 21 Zwane, because they will not be stripping off the system, starting afresh, adding new players. It's like there will be continuity. For that, give it to Kaizer Chiefs. Like, let me repeat this one. For that, give it to Kaizer Chiefs. But again, Kaizer Chiefs have been consistent and they are inconsistent anyway. I think Kaizer Chiefs knows how to profile at some point. Like, let me give you this background. It's very important, right? They hire Stuart Baxter, they hire Middendorf, they hire Gavin Hunt, coaches that play similar football, right? So it looks like they know how to identify coaches of similar footballing style. For that as well, give it to them. Now they have changed the footballing style and the profiling as well. It is spot on. Give it to them for that. I cannot. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, wow, spot on. But let's go on with the analysis, because the analysis will then reveal more also about Kaizer Chiefs, right? Remember, we are talking about how this coach, Nabi, is going to come to Kaizer Chiefs and transform Kaizer Chiefs, right? I've already given you a lot of background about it, but let's get into this one, right? But we have never seen Yanga in our we have never seen Yanga win 4 away games in a row in any African competition before, and with Nabi that happened. He's taken them to the CAF Confederations Cup final. This was a team that was in shambles when he came. In 2 years, he has made them a topic in African football. Yarr. And I think as well, there's something that I wanted us to note here. We're still gonna continue with these things, right? So this coach comes 2 years ago. He comes in, he founds a club that is dysfunctional, it's in shambles. He brings in, but before he could bring in his technical team, because they couldn't join him simply because of COVID-19 restrictions. So because of that, but he struggled a lot and lost some games. As soon as the technical team arrived, things changed completely. They started winning right there. So for the past 2 seasons, these guys have won 6 trophies, tripled 3 trophies in every season. Now they have assembled a team while winning. They've assembled a team that went on to conquer a lot of things, and to a point that they played in the CAF Confederations Cup. You know what I'm saying? CAF Confederations Cup final. They just lost in the final. We need to give credit to the fact that it means that this coach is able to deliver what Kaizer Chiefs are looking for. Because what Kaizer Chiefs are looking for is that they want a coach that's going to come in, hit the ground running, win a cup, make the fans happy. But in order for that coach to deliver exactly the mandate, you also have to provide him with the material, number one. Number two, you also have to allow him to sign players that are of his philosophy, of his system. Number three, you also have to afford him to bring the people that he trusts, people that they know what he wants, and people that are going to come here there and change everything. And that, I said, they need to allow him to bring all those people. But what will happen to Mose? I don't know, guys, but I think if possible, you can loan him out, you can give him to certain teams, you know what I'm saying, or you can actually add him and make him part and parcel of this, so that he also learn from these people. Because maybe if you give him 2-year contract or 3 years contract, he wins you things, and then when you know that, okay, we want Zwane to take over, and then you will have our own physical conditioner and strength conditioner who would have learned from these guys. Because that's the advantage now, is that when you have Peter Mosimane in your team, when they are coming, bring your people so that they can learn from him, because it's also expensive, right? So when he is gone, look, when he has won your team, when he has built your team, when he's gone, then your people are left to continue. That was the strategy that Sundowns applied. You know what they did? They knew that, okay, one day we will want Rolando Mokoena, because he's young, to be our coach. What we will do, we will then hire Peter Mosimane, build a team, brings in Rolando Mokoena, and then he brings in Manoba Mneti, brings that experience, right? So Rolando Mokoena has been learning all these years. Now, Pitso Masimane is gone, look, Mangoba Mniti takes on, and then when they demote Mangoba Mniti, they then bring in a person that has been learning. To get a point of what I'm trying to say. So it makes sense that if you are a Kaizer Chiefs football team, you will want Atazwane to learn from these people. And you will also want the other people in the technical team to learn from these people. So for me, I'm saying they need to allow this thing of spending, you know what I'm saying? So that these people give experience to these people. When they are gone, then you have your people to take over. That's my point. But let's continue with the interview. Then he continued to say the following. So, if Kaizer Chiefs lend their hands on this manager, the quality of players available to him in team size of Kaizer Chiefs, good things are coming. One thing that Kaizer Chiefs fans have to be is they need to be patient with him. Even Younger had to be patient. It will obviously take time for any coach to implement a particular style of play, right? Let's talk about patience. We know for a fact that patience is a very scarce commodity, if I were to put it in that financial language. It's a very scarce commodity in the South African community. We better, but we are more or less like people in Egypt. Those people are very impatient. They fire you now. Yeah, those guys are very impatient. So I feel like what the patience that is needed here, I doubt. Number two, the success as well also depends on players that are going to be signed by Kaizer Chiefs, right? Speaking of players that are going to be signed by Kaizer Chiefs, those players need to complement or they need to be compatible to what Nabi wants to do at Kaizer Chiefs. So in order for you to enjoy the success that you want to enjoy, then you need to look at all of those things combined and say, am I providing all the necessary things for Nabi to succeed? Am I signing all the necessary players for Nabi to succeed? Because it's not just about the fact that this person has got a winning proven record, he's good, he's transformed, young Africans in a space of 2 years winning 6 trophies. It's not just about that. It goes way beyond that. You know, you need players compatible to the system as well. So once you've got players that are compatible to the system, it's just a matter of maybe trying to fix things there and there. But however, again, there's something that as well that needs to be noted, you know, and that thing that needs to be noted is the fact that if you're looking at football in the other side of Africa and you're looking at football in this side of Africa, there's quite a little bit of difference there, right? Because those guys they are a little bit physical, but we're not physical at all. We are people that can dribble you and they dribble past you, and we've got that thing, man. You know that we've got that thing in South Africa, and it's our strength. Every coach that wants to win in South Africa needs to understand what is our strength and use us according to our strength. That's going to be the first thing that Nabi will have to make sure that he implements at Kaizer Chiefs. He needs to understand that it's not about what he wants. He must take the younger mentality, the Tunisians mentality out of his head. It's not gonna work here. That mentality, you can take it to Nigeria, it will work. They are more physical, but we're not physical. You know what I'm saying? We're not physical. That's why when you remember that when we were playing in the CAF Confederations, when we were playing when Kaizer Chiefs was playing in the CAF Champions League, you will remember how they used to intimidate the likes of Abo Nkosini. They used to push them and they would fall like nobody's business. Because in South Africa, we're not those people. We're not built like that. Even the things that we do does not allow us to be those people. But I'm saying, for him to succeed, then he needs to firstly take care of that. Number two, for him to succeed, he needs to understand the South African culture, right? Because if you're moving from the point of physicality, then you go to the second point of understanding the culture, because the culture is the one that's going to dictate how you need to use this player. So if we are not physical, then you must look at our culture. What is it that doesn't make us more physical? What is it that we like as a country, right? You will find us, we are more like dribbling players. We are more like, you know what I'm saying? We are more like that, pass, dribble, that's us. So take that, infuse it in your system of working, then you're gonna start winning. Jose Rivero, he has not played beautiful football. No. But it's just that I think he knows what to do, when to do it. I'll give an example, and I give credit to him for this. Jose Rivero plays the Kaizer Chiefs. First game, Soweto Derby, Kaizer Chiefs beat him. Second game, Soweto Derby, Kaizer Chiefs beat him. Those two games, it's the league game. Now they are playing in the Nedbank semi-final. Decider who's going into the final, and then Jose Rivero beat Kaizer Chiefs. So he lost games that matters, but he won a game that matters the most. So who's the steering then? Jose Rivero is the steering, because he won the game that matters the most, lost the game that matters. I have to get it. They matter, yes. So that was important, but that game, the Nedbank Cup, was final. So I'm saying, sometimes look, Peter Mosemane was warning Rolando Mokoena, and he said to him, when you are playing, sometimes you don't need to win the prettiest way, beautiful way, the Sundowns way. Sometimes it's not about that. It's just about winning. And once you get that mentality installed in your players, then you can also implement now the style of play that you want. But even when you have implemented the style of play that you want, consider as well that as much as Manchester City, they are Manchester City. Some of the games that they lost them because they wanted to play the Manchester City way. Guys, sometimes you need to play dirty to win the game and then go back to your culture. If Nabi were to come to Kaizer Chiefs and understand that, because Rivero has done that exceptionally well. Let's face it. There is no beautiful football that this coach Jose Rivero is playing at Orlando Pirates. It's not like a football we can say, wow, it's a football. Yeah, we say, okay, football, yes. But it's not a football that we can say, wow. So I feel like this coach or Nabi needs to understand that, okay, you're coming to Kaizer Chiefs. You need to master that. It's sometimes you just need to win. As you win, these fans sometimes they forget about this, the way you won the game. Then you will have time to implement the how part, which is very important. The last point that I wanted to mention in this video is this one. Now, we have seen Zwane producing the best players that went on, and everybody knows it's a fact. Because Mpile Ngobo comes from him. Viduzi Shabalala comes from him. Sandolo Zwane comes from him. Jabulo Ngezana comes from him. Jabulo Blom from him. That guy has produced quality player. At some point, Junior Kanya was mentioning, was asking, who the Zwane is, which player has he produced a star? Okay. There isn't Blom. There isn't Shabalala. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, what will happen to that continuity producing these young players? Because Kaizer Chiefs now, it looks like they are developing players, producing them, selling them abroad. Developing players, promoting them to the senior team, and then selling them abroad. So I wish that they be continuity. So that's the advantage of keeping Zwane into the setup, because then he knows these players, because he has worked with them, and some of those players were found by him. Jabulo Blom was found by him, to name the few. I can name others. Most of them, they were found by him. He identified talents, brought them in, trained them, developed them, and look at what they have become. Gezana, you just sold him. So I'm saying, there's that concern right now to say, will there be the continuity in Kaizer Chiefs where they take players from the development and then they groom them and then sell them? That is the main thing that I'm a little bit concerned to say, bringing this coach, can we continue to see that happening at Kaizer Chiefs? I just don't know, but we will hope and wish that the deal between Nabi and Kaizer Chiefs do succeed, including Zwane being part and parcel of the technical team for learning purposes, because I am for the future. If you want to build a successful team and have a success, we call it a successive plan. A successive plan is when you've got Serero and then you've got a person that is being trained to be a president, or two people that are being trained. Okay, these are the people that have grown into this position. It's called a successive plan. So I feel like a successive plan is very, very, very important. You know what I'm saying? Build that. Like I've said, that you have seen it with Mamelodi Sundowns. They knew that Rulana Mukwena one day he will be the coach. So that was a successive plan, successive strategy. So that's my wish. What's yours? Get into the comment section below. Tell me what you think about all of those things. I'll see you, Mina, on the next video. But until that next video, good people, please take care.